Hi, good morning, guys. And once again, this is your Sir Ian. Today, we will be having the continuation of our topic. The last time that we have our topic, we talk about radicals. And if my memory serves me right, the topic that we have is simplifying radicals. And this includes conjugates. So, hindi naman po pwede na magsisimplify lang tayo because the given previously ay simple radical lang siya. So this time around, we will be applying four fundamental operations on radicals. And with that, let's move on with our topic for today. Let's go on with the slides. Okay, so the topic for today is about operation of radicals. And if you see this, we have to know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide radicals. So as I have told you kanina, basically last topic or last time that we have our discussion, we have here now how to simplify radicals. This time around, medyo level up siya ng konti. We will be talking on the operations involved sa atin pong radicals. And when I talk about the operations, I'm referring to the four fundamental operations, which is addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. As always, every time that we have our study, we have to have our aim. So, for this one, at the end of this lesson, you should be able to. We only have here now two aims. The first one is identify similar radicals. So, we will be talking about similar radicals now. Ano ba yung tinatawag na yan? I thought it we only have similar fractions. But this time, we will be talking about radicals and may similar din pala sa radicals natin. The second one will be how to apply the four fundamental operations in radicals. We will be trying to simplify things here para hindi po tayo masyadong mahirapan. No? So, try lang natin na pasimplihin as much as possible. Now, let's have a review because we will be talking about radicals. What do you mean by radical? If you notice, we have here now a review. But this time around, meron pong idinagdag ng konti si Sir. Okay? So pagka kinukuha natin yung definition ng isang bagay, my idea of getting the definition will be getting the etymology of the word. Yung pinanggalingan salita. So in this case, radical comes from Latin word radix, which means root. So, gaya po nung nabanggit ko, yung mga salita, may pinanggagalingan po siya. Kaya nabuo yung mismong pangalan niya. So, yung radical came from the word radix. Para mas maintindihan natin, sa Filipino, meron tayong tinatawag na silanganan, kalunuran. This is basically the direction. Ngayon, ba't naging silanganan at saka kalunuran yan? Ang sabi kasi nung matatanda noong una, dun daw sa silangan or silanganan, dun sumisilang yung araw. Okay? And then yung kanluran, ang tawag talaga ng matatanda rin nung una, this is called kalunuran. So nalulunod daw or lumulubog yung araw. So kung mapapansin natin, may pinanggagalingan talaga yung bawat salita, hindi na-invento lang natin. Okay pa? So, sa karamihan ng terms na ginagamit sa math, nanggaling sa either Greek or Latin. The reason is, they are dead language. Which means hindi na mag-evolve pa yung kanilang lingwahe. Okay? So, in this case, radix yung pinanggalingan. Now, dun sa previous topic natin, radical is defined as the opposite of the exponent. Kabaliktaran lang daw siya ng exponent. Ano ba yung exponent natin? The exponent is, to be honest, the shortcut of repeated multiplication. Which means, when we try to talk about radical, kung opposite siya, ang opposite ng multiplication ay division. Radical is the shortcut of repeated division. Yung pinanggalingan naman. So, baliktad lang talaga yung opposite. Palagi lang may opposite tayong operations. Now, the radical is also represented by the following: radical sign, index, radicand, and exponent. So baka nalimutan, let's have here now the given. Eto. So let's first identify yung mga parts na nandito po. This one, yung n na nasa may buntot, this is called the index. Okay? At yung buntot naman, this is called the radical sign. As I have told you last time, last video, this is the radical sign, this is the vinculum. Ito lang talaga yung radical sign yan. Kaya nga sa symbol natin, ito lang yung makikita natin. Okay? Kaya lang, para malaman natin kung ano yung under ng radical sign, we have put the vinculum here. A here is the radicand, yung pinaka-base natin sa exponent, if you can still remember. And this one, of course, is the exponent. So basically, ito yung parts natin sa radical. So when we were going to talk about radical, dun sa ating isa sa mga objectives, kailangan muna nating malaman bakit ba. Ito, why do most learners find it difficult to answer given involving radicals? Pansin, karamihan sa mga nag-aaral, when radical is involved, parang ayaw na. Mahirap naman ikayan. So we have to get the root first and we have to remove this root, these reasons, para at least makamove tayo na makapagsagot ng ayos. So ang isang dahilan, they have set their minds that it is really difficult. Now, I want to make it clear to everybody, kapag may gagawin kang isang bagay at hindi mo pa nasisimulan, and yet, nakaprogram na yung mind mo na mahirap yung gagawin mo, kahit gaano kabilis yan at kahit sino magsabi sa yung mabilis yan, you will find it difficult. Bakit? Nadiktahan na kasi ng isip mo na mahirap yung gagawin mo. And most of the time, this is what happens. Kaya nga ngayon, meron pansinin lang. Uy, anong favorite subject mo? Math. Uy, yung galing. Ang hirap kaya niyan, see? So, naging stereotype na mahirap yung math, tas madali yung ibang subject. Na mali. To be honest, sa amin, or personally sa akin, hindi ako nahihirapan masyado sa math. Yung general math, but mas nahihirapan ako sa Filipino. Even when I was still studying. No. So, depende po yun kung ano yung perspective po natin. So if we're going to set our minds na mahirap yan, na hindi mo pa nasisimulan, hindi mo pa natatry, automatic, kahit na sino magsabi sa iyo, ay kaya yan, madali, you will find it difficult. So sa ngayon pa lang, remove na natin yung mindset that this is really difficult. Dapat ang mindset natin, kaya ko to. Okay? So kaya nyo naman talaga ito. Dahil we will be trying to simplify things para hindi kayo masyadong mahirapan. Now, ang pangalawang dahilan po, they portrayed radicals as a complex number. Puro number yan, tapos meron pang symbol. So yung magiging imagination nila, puro number, puro symbol, computation, ayan na, papasok na yung, ang hirap niyan. Ayoko na. Ang tendency kasi ngayon, pag mahirap, ayaw na. Samantalang, if you will be treating this as a game, di ba habang natagal yung level mo, nahirap naman talaga. But you're not quitting if that is a game. Nagsimula ka, noob ka, start of the game, madali lang. Uy, ang bilis lang pala ito. As you go along, move further sa game mo, humihirap. And that's okay. Pero hindi ka nang mitigil. Sana ganun din sa pag-aaral natin. Uy, nahihirapan na ako, pero kaya ko yan. Nasimulan ko na, continue, I want to learn. That will be our mindset. So, portrayed lang po natin siya, parang game lang siya. Na, uy, ganito yung ginagawa ko sa game, ganito rin yung gagawin ko din sa pag-aaral ko. I'm going to continue. Kaya lang, may mga pilosopo dyan, nag-cheat ako sa game, so I'm going to cheat this also. You cannot cheat learning, guys. Okay? Yung grades mo, madadaya mo, pero yung pagkatuto mo, hindi mo madadaya kasi sarili mo na yun. Okay? Now, ang pangatlong reason, they don't want to deal with radicals. Even alam na nila, naniwala na sila madali, kaya lang, ayaw nila wala kang magagawa. Hindi mo pwedeng pilitin yung isang tao sa ayaw niyang gawin. Ang nagagawa nga lang ng teacher, kahit ayaw gawin ng mga estudyante, encourage them. Okay? Pero para pilitin, pag pinilit mo, hindi talaga sila gagawa, ikaw pa yung masisisi. So, again, we're encouraging you, huwag kayong matakot sa radicals. Let's deal with it kasi eventually, may encounter nyo naman yan if you have plans with higher education. Okay? So, let's talk about radicals now. Kanina may nakalagay din sa atin pong aim, identify similar radicals. So, what do you mean by similar radicals? Now, similar radicals are radicals containing the same radicand and index. Pareho ang radicand kasama yung index niya. Kung natatandaan niyo yung part natin, yung index, kaya nga doon tayo nagsimula, index will be the number outside of the square root or the radical sign, at yung radicand yung nasa loob. Okay? Now, square root of 3 is similar with a given containing square root of 3, like 2 square root of 3. If you notice, ito yung index natin. Yung radicand dito, yung nasa loob. Which means, kailangan similar sila kung pareha sila dito. At the same time, kasama syempre kung number yan yung exponent natin. Okay? So in this case, kaya nga sabi, yung square root of 3, similar siya dito sa 2 square root of 3. By the way, ang ibig pong sabihin nito, 2 times the square root of 3. This is actually a whole number. Yung 2 natin dito. So tandaan lang po natin, para sabihin po natin na similar po yung radicals natin, parehas yung index. Ano nga ulit pag wala yung number na nakikita rito sa may buntot? This is 2. So yung index natin dito, 2. So radicand natin, 3. So similar po sila. Now, if we have here now similar radicals, what do we mean? Yung kabaliktaran naman, dissimilar radicals. So, dissimilar radicals are radicals containing different radicand and or index. So, hindi lang po yung radicand ang magkaiba, pwedeng kasamang kaiba yung index, o kaya naman, parehas nga ng radicand, pero iba po yung index. Let's have an example. Square root of 3 is dissimilar with square root of 2, cube root of 3, and fourth root of 5. Now, if you notice, dito yung square root of 3, obviously, iba siya sa square root of 2. Now, some may argue, sir, ito cube root of 3. Pareha silang may 3 dito. Kaya lang, the index magkaiba. So, the indices are different. Whereas yung radicand natin the same, still they are dissimilar. And last but not the least, dun sa ikino-compare po natin, fourth root of 5. So, kaiba na ng index, kaiba pa yung radicand, automatic dissimilar radicals po sila. Okay? So, ang pinakamabilis na palatandaan natin, yung similar kamukhang kamuka. Ayan. Yung radical, pwera yung whole number. Nga pala, bago ko malimutan, pag po radicals lang yung given, mayroon siyang 1 dito. So as we move along, I'm going to explain it further para po sa atin. Now, how are we going to deal with radicals? Kanina napansin natin yung reasons bakit nahihirapan sa radicals yung mga learners. Ngayon, paano po natin siya i-deal? Now, the first one, na dapat po nating alam, we have different laws on radicals, just like what we have with the exponents. We have also different laws on radicals. And, in my opinion, this may actually have an adverse effect in our learning. Siyempre, may magtatanong, sir, bakit magkakaroon ng adverse effect? Laws nga yan ng radicals. Kasi, again, this is, in my opinion, baka kasi mamaya may magsabi, hindi naman sabi ng isang teacher. This is my opinion na sinashare ko lang. Kapag marami kang kailangang alamin na laws, especially sa math, napapagod tayo. That's one of the reasons why ang daming ayaw sa math. Kasi ang dami raw laws. may theorem pa tayo, may postulate pa tayo, etc. Kasi lumaki ako, guys, hindi ako masyadong base sa memorization. Because I believe the lowest level of learning is through memorization. So, mas nakafocus ako dun sa pag-understand. Okay? So, dito, I'm not saying that it is wrong, pero dahil nga ang bubungad kagad sa'yo ay laws of radicals, ang epekto kagad sa atin, ayan na naman, ano na naman yan. So, ba't kailangan ko na naman gawin yan? Kaya nagkakaroon kagad ng negative connotation na mahirap po yung math. So, kung hindi natin gagamitin muna, so, eto hindi muna. Bakit? Kasi eventually, pag ginamit natin itong mga susunod on how to deal with radicals, maintindihan natin yung laws on radicals eh. So, paano po ang gagawin natin if we will not start with the laws of radicals? My suggestion is, treat radicals as a variable. Yung mga letra natin sa ating mga equations, my suggestion is we start it or treat the radicals as a variable. With that, all the operations involving variables will be applied in radicals. Kung ano yung ginagawa natin sa variables, we can also apply that pag radicals naman yung involved. Thus, enabling it much easier for us to understand and solve. So again, this is through experience at saka dun po sa ginagawa ko lang para mas mabilis para sa akin. Pag nakakita ako ng radicals, okay lang, I'm going to simplify it first and then treat it as a variable. Pag variable na siya, ang kailangan ko na lang intindihin or balikan, yung rules natin sa variable. Now, instead of square root of 2, so this is a radical, think of it as x. Pwede nating palitan. Now, I want to make it clear na simplified na itong ating radicals. If this is square root of 8, you have to simplify it first. Okay? Now, let's have an example kung paano po natin i-apply. Tandaan, we are talking and discussing about the operations involving radicals. So if we have here now a given 3 square root of 2, if we will be seeing the given like this, and this will be put into operation, again, when I talk about operation, I'm referring to addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It may be confusing with sum because of the numbers. Ayan. Instead, replace square root of 2 by x. Instead na ito yung makikita, dahil simplified na naman siya, my suggestion is, we replace it by x. In this manner, 3 square root of 2 will look like 3x. Kung makapansin, 3x, 3 square root of 2, mas complex tingnan ito. Wherein mas mabilis ito. Okay? So what I'm sharing, guys, ay yung akin pong ginagawa. If you have different ways, that will be fine. Ito po yung ginagawa ko na, yung square root natin o yung radicals natin, I'm going to treat it as a variable. So, with that, let us apply it in the operation. Halimbawa, if the given is 3 square root of 2 plus square root of 8 minus square root of 12. Ito given. Okay, anong gagawin po natin? In any operation, make sure that the radical is in its simplest form first. Ang una mong gagawin bago mo i-treat siya as variable, i-simplify mo muna. So, halimbawa, sorry, itong square root of 2, hindi. Square root of 8, may factor siya. Get the prime number na may exponent. Okay? Same goes with 12. Ano ba yan? Ito yung 3 square root of 2 dahil yung square root of 2 natin is already in the simplest form. We simply copy yung given. 3 square root of 2. Plus, now instead of writing square root of 8, we wrote it down as the square root of 2 cubed. So kagaya po nabanggit ko, kunin mo yung prime number niya na may exponent. Prime factors, lalagyan mo siya ng exponent. Mas mabilis. I-simplify. previous video natin. Now, instead of square root of 12, we will replace it by 2 squared times 3. Now, 2 squared is 4 times 3, 12. So, hindi na bago yung value. Pero, meron tayong prime numbers tapos may exponent lang siya. So, kung tatandaan po natin, we have the jailboot system that we are constantly applying in radicals. Pwede tayong maglabas dito. So, this will give us with 3 square root of 2. Pwedeng lumabas yung isang beses, may matirang isang 2, ayun. So, we come up with 2 square root of 2. Minus, itong 2 squared, pwede natin ilabas, yung 2. Matitira sa loob, yung 3 na lang. So, eto na yung simplified form niya. Ngayon, kung eto na yung simplified form, what are we going to do now? In this case, if we treat square root of 2 as x and the square root of 3 as y, then we will have, palitan lang natin guys, 3x plus 2x. Bakit x? Kasi ito nga yung sabi ko. I-treat lang natin. Hindi mo kailangang isulat manually, pero iti-treat mo siya. Okay? Iisipin mo na parang variable lang siya. Ayan. Minus 2y. Kasi iba nito. Iba yung square root of 3 sa square root of 2. Kagaya nabanggit natin, they are dissimilar radicals. So with that, paano ba tayo mag-operate sa radicals? Dito na papasok ko yung madali lang pala. Di ba? Pag parehas yung radicals, parehas din yung exponent niya, we simply add their numerical coefficient. So it will be 3 plus 2, 5x minus 2y. Ito na ba yung sagot? Of course not. We have to revert this back sa radical. Ano nga yung x? Square root of 2. Ano nga yung y? Square root of 3. So if we will be reverting it back to radicals, we have the final answer, 5 square root of 2 minus 2 square root of 3. Hindi mo na siya pwedeng pagsamahin kasi magkaiba yung radicals niya. This will be our final answer. Okay? So, medyo madali lang, di ba? So, mahirap pa rin. Okay, let's have here now another one. Example. If we have here now the 4th root of 32 plus the 8th root of 1024 minus the 5th root of 2. Ito kadalasan sa mga estudyante, naiiyamot. Sir, yan na yan. Kasi matik, 4, 8, and 5, they have different indices, which means they are dissimilar radicals. Now, before we judge that they are dissimilar radicals, ang sabi ko sa inyo kanina, i-simplify muna natin yung mga radicals. Okay? So, let's try this one. Yung 32 is 2/5. Yung 1024 is 2 to the 10th. And then, square root of 2, simply square root of 2. Still, yung indices nila, yun pa rin ang gagamitin natin. Let's try to simplify first. Pwedeng lumabas na isang beses, may matitirang dalawa sa loob. Pwedeng lumabas na isang beses, may matitirang, isa lang pala, isang matitirang 2 sa loob. Eto, pwedeng lumabas na isang beses, may matitirang dalawang 2 sa loob. This one, we simply copy. See this one? 2 times the 4th root of 2. Saan nanggaling yung 2? Lumabas isang beses, may natirang isa. Okay? In this case, yung 2, lumabas na isang beses, may matitirang dalawa. 10 at saka 8. Ito, simple lang natin. Now, based po dun sa simplifying radicals natin, isa po sa rule nun, we have to reduce yung index po natin. Reduce the order of the indices or the index. So, in this case, 1/4 na yan. Dito sa kabila, 2/8. So, we can reduce this, magiging 1/4. And then, this one is already in the simplest form. So, mangyayari, 2 times the 4th root of 2 plus 2 times 4th root of 2. So, ba't naging ganyan? Again, i-reduce natin yung radical, yung order. Ito, pag i-convert mo to sa rational exponent, that will be 2 raised to 2 over 8. So fraction yung 2 over 8, we can simplify it, dividing both sides by 2. We come up with 1, ayun, at saka 4. I hope you're getting the message that I'm trying to convey here. Sana maliwanag po, ano? Minus the fifth root of 2. Now, simplifying this further, sir, fourth root of 2, fourth root of 2. So, magkamuka. So, pwede nating pagsamahin. Alin ang pagsasamahin po natin? Yung whole number na nasa labas niya. So, 2 plus 2 is 4. Ayun. 4 times the fourth root of 2. Etong kabila, hindi siya similar, so nakabukod lang siya. Kung ano yung sign, yun ang ilalagay po natin. So this will be our answer para po dito sa ating pangalawang example. So we already have 2 examples. I hope you're getting the hang of it para at least alam na natin gagawin. Okay? Now, in adding or subtracting, kung napansin natin, nag-add at nag-subtract na tayo. Pinagsama ko na para lang medyo mabilis po para sa atin. In adding or subtracting radicals, we can only combine those that are similar. As I have been continually talking about that, similar lang yung pwede natin pagsamahin. And the one that we can actually add ay yung whole number na kasama po nila. Note, make sure that the radicals are in their simplest form. Yun yung unang gagawin. Before we treat them as variable. Okay? We simply treat it as a variable and we only add or subtract the whole number that comes with the radical. This is what I'm talking about. Yung kasamang whole number po, katabing-katabi ng radical, without any sign separating those two, yun lang yung ina-add natin. Okay? So with that, dito sa added subtract muna tayo. Stop muna tayo dito. Mamaya ako i-continue yung sa multiplication, but I want you to try this given. So I'm going to have 3 given here. Negative 7 times the square root of 7 plus 4 square root of 7. Ang pangalawa, 3 square root of 3 minus 3 square root of 12 plus 3 square root of 20. Number 3, 2 cube root of 24 plus 5 cube root of 24 minus 3 cube root of 24. So, these 3 given, I would want you to try para at least alam niyo yung mangyayari. Nga pala, sa addition at subtraction, syempre, kasama rin dyan yung laws natin o rule natin sa addition or subtraction of side numbers. Okay? So, with this, I'm going to give you 3 minutes and then I'm going to flash the answer. After that, check your work and then we will proceed with multiplying and dividing radicals. 3 minutes, guys. I'm going to give you 3 minutes and that time starts now. Again, remember po yung paraan natin, ha. Don't be afraid. Try it out para po at least nasubukan natin. Huwag nating isipin kaagad na mahirap tas hindi naman tayo nasubok. Again, our aim is for us to learn. Lahat po tayo matuto. And that won't happen kung hindi po ninyo gagawin yung part po ninyo. So we are encouraging everyone that are watching right now. Try this one out before we proceed. I'm going to flash the answer. Mamaya you can, kung iba yung sagot nyo, you can copy yung answer and then try to find out kung paano po nakuha. Again, if habang nagsasagot, if you have some questions po, please feel free to comment sa comment section dyan po sa baba. No. Hanggat kaya po namin, we will be trying to answer every questions that will be thrown at us with regard to the topic dito po sa video natin. No. Dahil ang habol nga po namin, matuto po kayo. So, malapit na po. I hope you're working, guys. So again, sana i-isa yung goal natin. Ang goal namin, matuto kayo. So sana ang goal nyo rin, matuto kayo. Ano po? Okay, 1 minute, guys. 1 minute na lang tayo. So I'm really hoping na nagagawa po natin para at least hindi po tayo mapag-iwanan, hindi rin tayo mahirapan. So yung foundation kasi natin ito eh. Okay? 15 seconds, guys. Okay, time's up. So the answer should be this. So number 1, that is negative 3 square root of 7. Number 2, negative 3 square root of 3 plus 6 square root of 5. This should be your answer. Number 3 is 8 cube root of 3. If you have this all correct, then congratulations, you understood what we have discussed. Kung merong mali, nalilito, balikan. Kung hindi pa rin maintindihan, please pin a comment dun po sa ating comment section. Okay, let's proceed. Multiplying radicals. So previously we discussed about adding and subtracting radicals. This time around, we will be talking about multiplying radicals. Now, in multiplying radicals with the same indices, so there are times that we have to multiply it with different indices, but this time, with the same indices, we simply multiply the radicand. It will be much easier if we do not directly multiply them. Eh, anong gagawin, sir? Rather, set it up as factors. Ito palagi ko sinasabi sa mga naging estudyante ko. When we're trying to simplify, especially, kung meron pa tayong radicals or fraction, huwag nyo munang i-multiply directly. Kasi, ang tendency niyan, lalaki yung number. And then sa huli, sasabihin sa atin ng teacher, simplify your answer in the lowest term possible. Hahanapin mo ulit para lumiit. Right? So, that's the reason kung bakit sabi ko, huwag nyo munang i-direct multiply. Ang gawin nyo, set nyo lang siya as factors para kung may kaka-cancelin, makaka-cancel na, and then, yung final na sagot, you can rest assured that that is already in the lowest term. So, tingnan natin. We have here now 2 times the square root of 10. I'm sorry, square root of 2 times square root of 10. Ito yung sinasabi ko tendency, 2 times 10, ganun kagad, square root of 20. Malaki na yung number, tapos hanapin mo pa yung factor na po pwede po siya. Okay. So this will be square root of 2 times 5 o square root of 5 times 2. So pag pinagsama natin, ito yung maging itsura niya. Square root of 2 squared times 5. Pwede kang maglabas ilang beses? Isa. Anong matitira sa loob? Square root of 5. Nailabas mo na. Ito, simplest form na. Okay? So this is just a small sample size. Sir, square root of 20, mabilis lang naman, 4 times 5. Oh. Yung 4 perfect square, tama. Maliit yung number. What if lumaki na yung number? Kung napansin nyo kanina, 10, 24, kanina sa example natin, 2 raised to 10, pero subukan mong i-multiply ka agad yun, halimbawa. That will pose a problem para po sa atin kahit gaano pa tayo kagaling. Ano po? So what I'm saying here is, we simply set it up na may exponent para alam natin kung pwede tayo maglabas. Okay? You can also take a review on laws on exponents, ito, using the rational exponent with respect to same radicand but different indices. Ito yung sinasabi ko. Now, sir, asan yan? I'm going to post the link dyan po sa description natin. Para, sir, magkaiba na. So, at least pwede nyo balikan. So, I'm going to post yung link po natin. Siguro mga 2 link yung ipopost ko kasama yung mamaya. Ito. So, in dividing radicals, ito, technically, ayoko sanang pag-usapan mabuti dito sa lesson natin. Kasi halos ito rin yung diniscuss natin last time around. In dividing radicals, in dividing given involving radicals, it is the same as rationalizing the denominator. And this is what we have done the past 2 weeks. Yung dalawang magkasunod na linggo na lecture natin, it's all about rationalizing the denominator. Now, just like in multiplication, we divide radicals with the same indices. Okay? From one of the properties of radicals, etong magkahiwalay, as long na parehas sila ng index, pwede nating pagsamahin sa loob lang ng isang radical sign. So instead of square root of 48 over square root of 18, we can rewrite it as the square root of 45 over 18. Nasa loob. In this sense, pwede natin siyang i-divide. Okay? We can simplify the fraction first since they are both divisible by 9, which will give us 5 over 2. 45 divided by 9 is 5. 18 divided by 9 is equal to 2. Square root of 2. So, ito po. Now, we will be rationalizing the denominator here. We multiply it by square root of 2 over square root of 2. Ngayon, dito, sir, ba't pinagsama mo? Para makita natin na po pwede yan. Ganyan. This is also equal to 1. So, mawawala na po yung square natin sa 2. And 5 times 2 is 10. So, ang final na sagot po natin, square root of 10 over 2. Wala nang radical sa denominator po natin. Now, if the denominator contains binomial, we resort to using conjugate of the denominator. Ayan na naman si conjugate. And again, I'm going to pin sa description po yung link natin sa topic discussing about conjugate of the denominator. Para pwede nyo pong i-review kung nalilito or nahihirapan kayo. Makikita nyo lang po yan sa description below. Okay? So, try this activity. Subukan lang po natin, ha. Ito yung given. We have here now 5. As always, I'm going to give you just 3 minutes to answer this 5. Square root of 8 times square root of 3. Square root of 27 times square root of 3. Square root of 2 times the quantity of 3 square root of 5 minus square root of 6. Number 4, we resort to division in this case. Square root of 2 over 6 square root of 8. Square root of 5 over 5 plus square root of 2. Ang tip ko sa inyo, simplify first. Yung prime number na lang, lowest term na lang yung nasa loob before you resort to multiplying or dividing radicals. Okay po? So I'm going to give you 3 minutes para dito. You can start now, guys. Sasabihin ko yung oras mag-start na. Yung oras po natin ay mag-start na now. 3 minutes and I'm going to flash yung answer dito. So again, I'm suggesting that you try answering the given para po at least you experience it firsthand at hindi kakapa-kapa lang tayo. Okay po? So, nag-i-include na ako ng activity sa video lecture natin para at least yung mga gusto talagang matuto, especially, kaya ka nga nag-watch dito, you want to learn something, you can try it out and apply what we have discussed sa ganito pong given. So again, if you have different answers, I would want to make it clear, tao rin po kami, baka mamaya may na-neglect kami. You can post a comment. Sir, parang sa number 3 sa multiplication, ganito po yung sagot. Sir, parang sa number 5, ito po dapat yung sagot. Okay po? And me and my team, we will try to look at it. Baka mayroon po kaming na-overlook. So again, 1 minute has passed, 2 minutes left. Try it out, guys. It's only 5 given. So again, kung iba yung sagot, medyo kopyahin nyo rin mamaya yung given at saka yung sagot para at least you can try doing that after yung video. Now, kung may given na kayo, you can rewatch this lecture para po at least pwede nyo sabay yung steps ko nang gagawin. Ito anak, i-distribute ito distributive property of multiplication. Okay? Ito, conjugate yung kailangan. Kung meron na tayong pwedeng cancelin, cancel it out. Wala po tayong maging problema. Okay, 1 minute more. And I'm going to flash the answers para po dito sa 1 to 5. Go. Kaya niyan. Nga pala, kung may natutunan po tayo sa lecture na to, I will appreciate it kung ipopost nyo po sa comment kung ano yung natutunan ninyo. Ano po? Kahit ano pa po yung natutunan nyo o may tanong kayo, I will appreciate it kung ilalagay nyo po sa comment section para at least nababasa po namin. Every time po na may nag-comment, nagpa-flash na po yun sa amin. So alam na po namin kung ano yung nagiging problema. Kung ano yung katanungan, at the same time, kung ano po yung natutunan ninyo, kasi nakakataba po ng puso na alam namin na may natututunan kayo. Kasi yung advocacy po nga namin, we want you to learn. Okay, so time is up. This will be the answers. So number 1, that will be 2 square root of 6. Number 2, that will be a whole number 9. So kahit na may radical, pwedeng whole number yung sagot. Number 3, the answer should be 3 square root of 10 minus 2 square root of 3. Number 4, 1 over 12. Number 5, square root of 5 times square root of 5 minus square root of 10 all over 23. So this should be your answer for this given. If you have the correct answers, again, I'm very happy for you. If you find it difficult, confusing, please leave a comment, a question below. We will try to answer it. And pakisuyo lang po, sana kung may natutunan, pakilagay lang din sa baba para at least alam namin kung ano po yung natutunan po ninyo. Okay? So again, that will be the lesson that we have here now. Balikan ko lang, this is the operations of radicals. And basically, kadugsong lang siya ng radicals na topic natin for the past 2 video session po natin, lecture. So, we will be imparting you with words na, ulitin ko lang, yung pagkatuto nagsisimula sa sarili. If we want to learn, no one can stop us. Kahit na yung kahirapan, kahit na yung kabisihan, if we want to learn, no one and nothing can stop us. So again, good morning guys. This is your Sir Ian saying, keep on learning and we hope to see your comments sa comment section below. Thank you so much guys. Have a nice day.